Alright, so another UFC card is here. This time we're going back to the UK, but not London for the first time. It's not going to be a UK London card, it's going to be in Manchester. And it's not a bad card if you're a UK fight fan. There's a lot of UK talent, a lot of European talent in general. So let's start off with the first fight of the night, which is going to be Shauna Bannon versus Elise Ardelian. Ardelian. I think Shauna Bannon sort of got this one in the bag. Now, I'll never say a lock in a women's mixed martial arts fight because I'm horrible at picking women's martial arts. But Alice chick, let's just go look at her record. She's 32. I know you see the 7-fight winning streak, but you got to look at the level of competition. 0-3, 2-0. Not bad. But let's look at the people this 2-0 fighter has defeated. You know, 0-1, 1-0. Just not stellar levels of competition. That is probably her best win. That is Elise's best win. Then you look at it 0-1, 3-4, 3-0. Now she did lose to Weili Zhang. I mean, that's not a horrible loss. But then she lost to a 1-3 opponent, a 4-4 opponent, lost to 1-0, lost to Diana Belbita, who's in the UFC. Now, MMA math isn't everything, but like we're just looking at it. She's obviously not very skilled. Maybe I'm wrong here. Maybe she goes out there and she shocks the world. But I generally don't think she's like some great talent. She's got a big following. She has a big fan base. But she's just a bit of a can crusher in my opinion. I don't think Shauna Bannon is like a world beater by any means either. But I do think she's going to win. I think she's going to probably take a decision. I'm going to go decision here. Shauna Bannon, she had a close last fight. I know she lost. But it was sort of competitive. And Bruna Brazil's not like a bad fighter by any means. Now, she hasn't beat great levels of competition either, but she's got 3-0, 3-0, 6-4, much better than the people Alice is beating, to be honest with you guys. She lost to Dakota Chichiva on the amateur scene, and Dakota is a fucking animal. She's a fucking crazy good fighter. Killing it in the PFL. So I'm going to go Shauna Bannon. Going to take a decision. Then we have Mick Parkin versus Lucas Bresky. I'm going to go Mick Parkin. He's an actual heavyweight. Lucas Bresky's just an overweight, light heavyweight. I mean, I guess you could say this Mick Parkin. But Mick Parkin's actually technical. He has good technique. He trains with Tom Aspinall. Not just picking him because he trains with Tom Aspinall, but he's very technical. Very good ground game, very well rounded. Lucas Bresky doesn't really have power. He's got good volume. But I think Mick Parkin's going to boot up the legs of Lucas Bresky. He's all about movement, Lucas Bresky. He likes to move a lot. I feel like Mick Parkin's going to kick them legs up. It's going to make him immobile. And I think Mick Parkin's going to get the win here. I'll go second round TKO, maybe even a submission, but I'll go TKO Mick Parkin. I think those leg kicks are going to come in handy here. Then we have Sam Patterson versus Kiefer Crosby. I'm going to go Sam Patterson. I don't think Kiefer Crosby's all that. I mean, the guy, if you look at his record, he wasn't even killing it in Bellator. He was losing in Bellator. Like he didn't even... He had one win, split decision, then a decision. I guess he lost by illegal knee, which he was the one throwing the illegal knee, obviously. But I don't know, he just hasn't really beat stellar levels of competition. He's a boxer. He's very small for the weight class. I know Sam Patterson's obviously moving up a division. He did fight his last fight at welterweight against Johanna Linez. But you're just gonna look at it these two are not even close to being the same height. I don't believe for a second Kiefer Crosby's 5'11". I think he's 5'9" probably. I feel like he's lying about his height. He doesn't look 5'11" to me. But regardless, I think we're going to see Sam Patterson just kick him from a range, and then eventually I think he's going to be able to sub him like Kevin Doucette did. Kevin Doucette sort of beat the shit out of Kiefer Crosby, and then Kiefer Crosby made a pretty fatal mistake where he tried to hip toss a judo fucking champion, or at least a black belt judoka. Not a smart move to do, and then obviously he paid for it and got choked out. Then we have a 125-pound bout between Muhammad Makayev versus Manel Kape. Very early in the card, there is a reason for this, but I'm not going to say what it is. But there is a genuine reason for this, that they're doing this, and you guys will find out after the fight more than likely, unless something changes. But I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go with Manel Kape. Now, people say Manel Kape has bad takedown defense. He did get wrestled by Kai Asakura many years ago. But he also won the rematch against Kai Asakura. And even in that first Kai Asakura fight, it was a split decision. But if you want to look at his record, should have beat Mateus Nicolau. He clearly won that fight. And against Pantoja, I rewatched this before the Oseg fight. He fucking did a really good job of never getting taken down, stuffing the takedowns. His takedown defense is fucking solid. It's very solid. He's powerful. He's a good striker. He's got very good deceptive knees. Very good anti-grappling moves that you could see him. I could see him just catching Makayev with a knee, especially with how Makayev just shoots in recklessly. You know, flying knee, Odie Osborne, knocked out Zalagas, Zumagulov. And David Dvorak had nothing for him. He dominated that fight. Almost got him with a Kimura in that fight. Now, people talk about the Felipe dos Santos fight. I feel like that was just a weird, short notice fight where it's like he was not prepared for that style of fight. Completely different matchup to Kai Kara France. But yeah, honestly, I'm gonna take Manel Kape. I'm not super confident in it, but I don't know. I just have a feeling Makayev's gonna try to get like a spectacular finish here, and I think he's gonna get caught. Like, I don't know. Maybe not even trying to get a spectacular finish. Maybe he's just going to keep shooting and shooting. Maybe Manel Kape just stops every takedown and then eventually Makayev just lands into a knee. I don't know. I'm just going to go Manel Kape here. I think Manel Kape's going to get this one done. Then we have Oban Elliott versus Preston Parsons. I'm going to take Preston Parsons. He did impress me against Matthew Semmelsberger. Oban Elliott is tough. He's very tough. He's a fun fighter. I wouldn't mind seeing him win, but I just think Preston Parsons can out-grapple him, maybe even win in striking. I don't think Preston Parsons' striking is all that. But, like, Oban Elliott's been chinned a couple times, so his chin's, like, you know, not crack shot. I think he even got dropped against Val Woodburn. He definitely got dropped against that Brito guy that he fought on Dana White Contender Series. Like, Preston Parsons is a grappler. He's a very heavy grappler. You know, he's got no wins by KO, so I don't think he's going to go out there and chin him. Maybe he can have some success on the feet, but I doubt it. But I'm going to say he can probably get Oban Elliott down and maybe get a submission, but I'm going to go decision. I can just see him dominating a little bit with the takedown, so I'm going to go Preston Parsons. I doubted him against Semmelsberger, so let's just see how he does this time around. Then we have Modestas Bukauskas versus Marcin Prachnio. I'm gonna go with Marcin Prachnio. I think it's a good matchup for him. Very technical kickboxing. People are just gonna see he got chinned by Sam Alvey and say he's shit, but that doesn't tell you the whole story about this guy. Like, generally, Marcin Prachnio is good. Beat Khalil Roundtree. Who did he beat his last fight? I know he won his last fight, right? I'm trying to remember. Devin Clark, like, he beat the shit out of Devin Clark, got him cut from the UFC. Arguably won that Felipe Lins fight as well. Had the worst fight ever against William Knight, but still, like, I don't know, he's a weird fucking fighter, and I think this is generally a good matchup for him. Bukauskas doesn't have, like, crazy power by any means. His chin's not that great either. I've got knocked out by Jimmy Crute. Got his fucking knee snapped by Khalil Roundtree. And the thing is, Marcin Prachnio, I think he was like, comes from a karate base or something like that. I don't know. I just don't think Bukauskas is going to be able to get a hold of him and try and take him down. And if he's not trying to take him down, which is, you know, grappling isn't really his forte anyway, if it's going to be on the feet, I just think Prachnio's going to leg kick him up. And with somebody who's had their fucking knee detached, I don't think that's like a good style of fight for Modestas. I do think Prachnio is just going to boot his leg up a lot. So I'm going to take Marcin Prachnio. But I'm actually going to say by decision. I see this fight going the distance. You know, Prachnio's not like the greatest finisher. So I'm going to say Marcin Prachnio gets this one done by decision. Then we have a short notice fight between Colin Loughran and Jake Hadley. The Ireland versus the English. It's Dublin versus Birmingham. Actually, I'm gonna make sure he is from fucking Dublin. No, it's Tyrone Ireland versus Birmingham. My bad. But I'm going to go Colin Loughran. Short notice for Jake Hadley. I doubt he's been sizing himself up for a bantamweight run. I know he's had some hard weight cuts for flyweight, but he is still not like a massive flyweight. We've seen Alan Nascimento just fucking look massive against him. I think it was Alan Nascimento, right? I'm just going to double check that is. I know it is Alan Nascimento, yeah. Alan Nascimento looked fucking massive against him, alright? Like, he looked fucking huge. And, you know, Colin Loughran, I'm pretty sure fought at featherweight at some points in his career, maybe in his amateurs. He's a big guy. Like, you look at his head, just look at the head shapes between these guys, man. Jake Hadley calls himself, like, White Kong or whatever he is, like, you know, like he's a silverback, but, like, Colin Loughran in the most respectful way has a fucking brick for a head, and he's making bantamweight, and he's, like, a big guy. Like, what's the height difference between these two? So he's 5'6". There is a one. So Hadley is an inch taller, but like Colin Loughran is so much thicker. You know, he's a much thicker man than Jake Hadley. I just think he's much better built for this weight class. So yeah, I'm going to take Colin Loughran. I think it's going to look very similar to the Nascimento fight. I'm going to go Colin Loughran by decision here. I think he's just going to lay on top of Jake Hadley. Then moving up. What the fuck? Is that really Molly McCann? She looks so different there. We have Meatball Molly McCann versus Bruna Brazil. I'm going to take Molly McCann here. Bruna Brazil is actually good for a women's fighter. She's got some skill. But I just think Molly McCann has shown she's a knockout threat in this weight class. Well, I guess flyweight, she's moved down. She looked very dominant against Diana Belbita. That is somebody she's already beat. But I feel like Bruna Brazil isn't really much of a grappler. You know, she's got a lot of striking, head kick, KO, knee. She's got a guillotine choke, but it's mostly punches. You know, she is a striker by trade. Has some boxing matches. She got knocked out brutally by Denise Gomez back in the day. But I really do like this fight for Molly McCann. Against another striker, she just seems to have like different level power. Yeah, her grappling defense and grappling isn't the best. But I do think she'll get this one done. So I'm going to go Molly McCann. Get this one done by knockout / TKO. Who knows? Maybe we see another fucking spinning elbow or spinning back fist or whatever she fucking gets. But I'm going to go Molly McCann to get this one done. Then we have Nathaniel Wood versus Daniel Pineda. This is an interesting fight because Pineda is like sneaky good. I know that he's 25-15. Not a great record on paper, but he is sneaky good. And he's a big guy for featherweight. Nathaniel Wood is like a bantamweight moving up. He still isn't like that big. Doesn't put on too much size for featherweight. But I'm gonna take Nathaniel Wood to get this one done. I think he will be able to get this one done. The leg kicks will be huge here. Daniel Pineda is also a leg kicker, but I think Nathaniel Wood's leg kicks are a lot better. Pineda's chin isn't like that amazing either. He's been knocked out a few times. 28-15, he's 38 as well. You got to factor in age. Age does matter in these lower weight classes. Got knocked out brutally by Cub Swanson. He did knock out Movlid Kebulav. It was pretty fucking quickly too, wasn't it? Or was that the... Yeah, he knocked him out in like 29 seconds. And that guy hasn't lost. The guy is still technically undefeated. Which is crazy, but he is very good. He has juiced up a few times in his career. And he's fought the who's who. He fought Mike Brown back in the fucking day. But he has been knocked out a couple times. Lost to Chaz Skelly a lot as well. I just don't like his chin in this fight at all. And especially with how much older he is. And Nathaniel Wood can crack even at featherweight. You know, he cracked Andre Fili a lot. He also got cracked in that fight. He also cracked... Oh my god, man. The Tajik guy. Naimov. You know, he cracked Naimov quite a lot in their fight. I think he dropped him at one point. So he's got some power. I think he's got enough power to put out Daniel Pineda. So I'm going to go Nathaniel Woods, second round KO after a scrappy first round. Then we have Arnold Allen versus Giga Chikadze. I think Arnold Allen has this one. Giga Chikadze is good. He is a very good fighter, but he's not like a bad fighter. But I like this stylistic matchup for Arnold Allen. Against another striker, he can be a bit scrappy in this fight. Giga Chikadze, he's taken a lot of damage in his career as well. And Arnold Allen can grapple as well, though. I think that is the big factor. Arnold Allen can grapple if he needs to. Giga Chikadze didn't show very great takedown defense against Kelvin Kattar. Now I know that was 2 years ago. We've only seen him fight once since then, and it was against Alex Caceres. And it wasn't like a great performance by any means, and it felt, to me at least, that it was like not so much that Giga Chikadze did like a good job, but it was more like Alex Caceres just fought the fucking worst game plan. He tried to strike with Giga Chikadze. I don't know why he did that. Could have threw some grappling in there, but instead he just tried to fucking stand and bang with a former glory kickboxer. But I'm gonna go Arnold Allen by decision. I think he can have a lot of success with his striking, and then also, who knows, maybe mix in some good grappling. So I'm going to go Arnold Allen here, decision. Not super confident, but I'm going to go that way. Then we have Christian Leroy Duncan versus Gregory Rodriguez. Oh, this is a hard fight for me. This is generally a really hard fight for me to predict. Because, looking at it, Christian Leroy Duncan has a good shot, but his grappling... I don't know if I like his grappling against a guy like Gregory Rodriguez. Now, obviously, Christian Leroy Duncan, great striker. I will say he has the kicking edge. Maybe Gregory Rodriguez has the boxing edge. He's got them fucking heavy hands, very good boxing. And he can grapple. We did see against Dennis Tulin, and, Leroy Duncan beat him as well, and everyone's fucking out-grappled Tulin at this point. But Rodriguez just looks so powerful on top, landed some big elbows, just sort of big brothered him a little bit on the ground. And I can see him doing that to Christian Leroy Duncan. I'm sorry, Jamal. I know Jamal's a very big Christian Leroy Duncan fan, and I like Christian Leroy Duncan myself, but I don't know, it seems like Gregory Rodriguez's fight to win. Can grapple, and even on the feet, I think he can land. Leroy Duncan is pretty hittable. He's got a good chin on him, though, so I don't think it'll be a knockout. I'm going to go Gregory Rodriguez decision here, though. I think Robocop's going to get this one done, but he could definitely get chinned, so I'm not super confident on it. But I'm going to say, just because Gregory Rodriguez has a few more ways to win, I'm going to pick him here. Now we have Bobby Green versus Paddy Pimblett in a 155-pound fight. And I'm going to take Bobby Green, man. I really am. I've been seeing a lot of people now, picking Paddy Pimblett. And I don't really understand why too much. I think Bobby Green is just a really bad stylistic matchup for him. Bobby Green's got great takedown defense. He's got good cardio. Throws a lot of output. He throws a lot of shots out there. He's going to be peppering up Paddy Pimblett the whole time this fight's going on. And Paddy Pimblett's got no head movement. His head is always getting knocked back. At every fucking moment in the fight, man. Anytime he gets hit, his fucking head is always getting knocked back. And people say he has a great chin, but you got to look at the guys he fought. Jared Gordon, not a power puncher. Current Tony Ferguson, not a power puncher. Luigi Vendramini wasn't even a big power puncher. And Bobby Green is no power puncher by any means, but he's very good timing, throws a lot of output. I'm going to say Bobby Green gets a 30-27 or 29-28 decision. I just see him putting that jab out there over and over again. And I don't know if Paddy Pimblett can get him down, to be honest. His takedowns have never been that great. He gets a few good hip tosses, which I'm a big hip toss enjoyer. I'm a guy who can get a good hip toss here and there, but I just don't think that style of grappling will work against Bobby Green. This is a guy who's shown pretty good takedown defense against stellar American wrestlers. And I think he's going to be able to keep this fight standing. He's got good output. I think he's going to jab Paddy Pimblett up. Now, I'd love to see Paddy Pimblett win. He's a big star. It'd make for a good post-fight interview. I'm excited for the press conference because I know there's going to be some trash talk. I'm excited for this fight. It's probably the fight I'm most keen for. I'm not even lying. I'm very excited for this fight. But I'm just going to say Bobby Green probably just jabs his head off. That's just the way I've been leaning. I'm not going to change it now. Now, Paddy Pimblett could probably, maybe he can catch Bobby Green. You know, that Jarlin Turner KO, that could have taken a lot out of him. I know he has fought since, but you do never know. Jim Miller was a bit of an older guy, but Paddy Pimblett is going to be much younger. So it'll be interesting to see how this fight goes. If Paddy Pimblett just goes out there and chins him, that would be so fucking funny because Fiziev, you know, obviously had that competitive fight with Bobby Green back in the day. But I'm going to take Bobby Green to get this one done. Then moving on up, we have Tom Aspinall, the interim champion. I guess that must signal he's the interim champ. It does indeed. Versus Curtis Blades. Now this is a rematch, but it's not really a rematch. We didn't get a fucking fight between Tom Aspinall and Curtis Blades last time. That was a scuffle. That was not a fucking fight. Now a lot of people will rewatch that fight and say, you know, Tom Aspinall, man, he was about to get knocked out. But it's not even fucking true. You can go watch it in slow motion. None of those shots landed clean on Tom Aspinall's chin. A lot of them were fucking not landed. They didn't land it fucking all. They hit him on the chest. But people act like, shit, man, Blades was on his way to winning that fight. Like, no, he really fucking wasn't. Like, he generally was not. Like, it's a fact. He wasn't landing those fucking shots on his fucking chin, bro. Like, he just wasn't. But yeah, I'm taking Tommy Aspinall. I think he can knock out Curtis Blades. We know Tom Aspinall's fast, he's powerful, and since that fight, Curtis Blades has been knocked out cold by Pavlovich. You know, his chin's not beaten the greatest anyway. Like, it's good for heavyweight standards, but he has been susceptible to being knocked out. And after 4 knockouts, or 3, because one of them was a doctor stoppage, getting badly rocked by Mark Hunt as well. Like, he should be knocked out badly so many times. He's been hurt a lot on the feet. I think Tom Aspinall is going to get him out of there. I see a lot of people saying that it's Blades' fight, like Blades is a nightmare matchup. I just don't see it. Blades has got, he's got wrestling, but he doesn't use it. And Tom Aspinall seems to have pretty good, like, well, I guess we can't say how his takedown defense is. We've seen him in scraps before on the regionals. But I don't know. Even if this fight goes long, yeah, maybe Tom Aspinall, he's only a 1-round fighter or 2-round fighter, I guess, because does have a 2nd-round sub on his record. But it's hard to fucking tell. Like, maybe he doesn't have great cardio. I would believe he does. He's not like a fat heavyweight. But even then, Curtis Blades has never shown stellar gas tank himself. We've seen him gas out multiple times in his career. So I'm going to take Tom Aspinall to get this one done. I'm pretty confident that he gets this one done as well. So I'm going to go Tom Aspinall. I'm going to go 1st round KO. I think he's going to get a shot right on the chin and Curtis Blades, and I think he's going to put him out cold. Maybe Blades tries to panic shoot. Aspinall might just push him off and then just beat the fuck out of him against the cage and knock him out. So I'm going to go Tom Aspinall 1st round KO. Look at me now! We got Leon Rocky Edwards. Headshot dead! We got Leon Edwards versus from Chicago, Bilal Muhammad. Remember the name? You know, I can't do a Bilal Muhammad, but I'm gonna go Leon Edwards. We've seen these two fight before. And I know you can't really fucking base anything on a fight from 3 years ago, but I think it can tell you a lot about Leon Edwards' mindset. Leon Edwards doesn't take Bilal Muhammad as a threat, obviously. He beat the fucking piss out of him. We never see Leon Edwards that aggressive in a fight before. He came out of there just like Bilal Muhammad was some fucking regular fucking Joe Schmo with a fucking, you know, some regular Joe Schmo fucking, I don't know, sitting on a fucking park bench. You know, fucking talking shit. Like, I don't know. He treated Bilal Muhammad like he was nothing. Went in there, had his way with Bilal pretty much, beat the fuck out of him, teeped him up, kicked him in the head, went aggressive with the hands, beat the shit out of him, stuffed every takedown. Bilal Muhammad had some success in the clinch, but I don't know, Leon Edwards just sort of beat the fuck out of him. Bilal Muhammad's also going to be 36 now. He's going to be an older guy. Obviously, there's that 35-year-old curse for fighters who turn 35 and 170 pounds and lower. They just can't, you know, they just don't win title fights. Obviously, that is a bit of superstition. Obviously, curses and shit like that to be there to be broken. But I just think Leon Edwards is gonna beat the shit out of Bilal Muhammad. To be honest, I don't know. I just see it. Now maybe Leon Edwards fights a fucking low output fight, but that Bilal Muhammad fight was a 5-rounder, the first fight. And it just tells you a lot that Leon Edwards was beating the piss out of him, man. Like, he never does that to anyone. Like, he normally takes his time, he's very cautious, he's being careful, but he just seemed Bilal like he was a fucking nobody. He fought Bilal like he was some bum at the fucking train station, you know, trying to talk shit to him or some shit. Or he was acting like fucking Bilal was some fucking bum, you know, at the fucking train station, like hollering at his fucking girl, catcalling him. He's hey, fuck off, cunt. Like that's how it felt to me. Like he treated Bilal like he was fucking nothing, and I don't think that's gonna change. Now people are gonna say, well, Bilal's got better, but has he really got better? I think he's always been the same fighter. He's just sort of had good matchups for himself. Like yeah, he's got underrated boxing. I will say that about Bilal, underrated boxing. That Gilbert fight, he didn't look great. Gilbert had one fucking arm. That has to be mentioned. I mean, he didn't look horrible, but he didn't really fucking do anything in that fight, did he? Now, Gilbert Burns hurt his arm. Bilal did dominate. But, like, I don't know. You'd expect him to go for a finish if you know the guy's arm's hurt. Maybe you didn't know. But I'm gonna go Leon Edwards. Get this one done. And I think he's going to get a TKO, to be honest. I know it's a fucking mean prediction to pick Leon Edwards to get a finish, because he always does seem to go decision, but I just think he's going to really badly beat up Bilal. They seem to not like each other. Now, I know Colby Covington did talk shit about his dead dad, but I don't know, Leon Edwards just seems to hate Bilal some fucking, even more than any other fucking fighter. Like, I don't know, he generally just seems to not like fucking Bilal. And Bilal is talking a lot of shit, which is really random. I don't know why there's this beef between them. There was even when they first fought, they didn't touch gloves because, you know, Leon was fucking, you're going to get fucked up tomorrow night, bro, at the fucking weigh-ins. So obviously Leon just doesn't respect Bilal, and I think he's going to show that in the cage. I think he's going to show no respect. Bilal could maybe get a takedown, but Leon Edwards' takedown defense has gotten really good. I can't deny it. Great takedown defense. If he gets taken down, his get-ups aren't that good. If he is taken down, he can't really do fuck all. So if Bilal does get him down, he's probably going to hold him there for the rest of the round. But I am going to take Leon Edwards. But a weird part of me is rooting for Bilal Muhammad. I can't lie. It would be fucking hilarious if Bilal became champion. But at the same time, Bilal has a fucking AIDS fan base. His fan base is very AIDS. And you know, he is just very delusional. He said that if he wins, he's going to be GSP, the new generation GSP. Like, oh my god, I don't know why he says these things. I don't know if he's trying to get people to hate him or not, but I am going to take Leon Edwards. TKO. We'll go third round. I think he's going to put a bit of a beating on Bilal. I think it's going to look like the Jeff Neal fight. Obviously, not as much with their hands. I think Leon's going to do his best work with the knees, the elbows, and the kicks. Well, that's embarrassing. Where the fuck is that? Well, anyway,